Although it says one, but there are two or three if you include me. It is Sunday and it is the end of January. It's nearly February, can you believe it? And soon it'll be Christmas, and then it'll be next year, and then we'll all be gone. Because that's how it works, unfortunately. Are you here with me? Nice to see you. It's here. Not very warm, sort of cold. Warmer than it was though. Hello, happy, blessed Sunday to the three of you. It still says two, but I am blue. Not that blue. Not as blue as I was. Meh, I think the secret is to let it all out. Purge. All the things. How are you? I hope you are very happy this morning. It's not the morning here, but it might be where you are. You are indeed. You are legion. We are legion. We are everyone. We are everywhere. Like ants. Like little monsters. Like little plants. Ooh. How are you? How is me? Nice to see you. Now, the reason I started that is I've looked back at a few of these live things and I've started talking, and it's not until like 5 minutes into me talking that it turns out that you can hear me. I'm just talking to nothing. Like, why is nobody here? It's because I'm not even there. So today I've just been watching Antiques Roadshow, which is from Crystal Palace. If you remember, I've got a video of me wandering around Crystal Palace. Hello, a power cut. Oh no. Yes, Crystal Palace. Yes, that sounds real. Crystal Palace is very nice. So, Philip, I was going to say Peter. Philip is who I mean. Philip is in it as well because he suggested that we should go there and see the weird dinosaurs. And it's a very interesting place, this Crystal Palace, because you're wandering around and you think, ooh, I can imagine what it was like back in the day, because it was a massive sort of in Xanadu did Kubla Khan. A stately pleasure dome decree. It's very it's very like that really, except in southeast London. That wasn't where it was originally. It was it Hyde Park? No, it was one of the parks, Regent's Park. It was one of the parks, and then they moved it to Crystal Palace, which is way further down, and it's the reason it's called Crystal Palace is because they moved Crystal Palace there. It's where is it, Upper Norwood, something like that. Anyway, so and then it went. It just overnight almost just smouldered. Nobody noticed, and then it was all gone. It was all glass, and it was a bit like the Eiffel Tower. If you've seen the AI Eiffel Tower things. Hello! I was just talking about you, Philip. Talk of Philip and he'll be there. I was just talking about Crystal Palace. And, yes, so if you go and see the video of that, you can see the weird dinosaurs and Philip and all sorts of stuff. It's, oh, yes. Running water but no lights in the 1800s would have been before. Yes, that would have been lovely. Crystal Palace is very interesting in that it's not there anymore, but it still feels like it's there. It's like a ghost of a palace. And it sounds like it would have been amazing, the little museum to the side. And I was just like, I think that yes, you would have had gaslight and candles in the 1800s, yes, and you'd just be peering into the darkness. And yes, which is probably not what they should have done at Crystal Palace, because that's probably what burnt it down, although that was in 1936, I think, rather than in the 1800s that it went. Very interesting. It's funny how things disappear. Like, you wherever you are, there was something there before, probably. You don't even know. You're watching all these ancient alien and ancient civilization things, and you're like, ooh, what was here before? Whoa, maybe there was all sorts of stuff that way before that you don't even realise is there anymore. Like, and you see, I mean, a lot of these, yes, Fëanorian lamps. Anyway, I'm in a lot of like local history groups on Facebook, and they put pictures of the area that I'm in, and I'm like, where's that? It's not there anymore. That's very strange, because it's disconcerting to know that you're somewhere that isn't like that anymore. And I just saw a thing about Arizona. The rains came down. They don't usually have a lot of rains. And these weird little prehistoric type shrimpy things that look like fossils just appeared. There was an area that they thought was a sports ground that the Native Americans used to use, and now it's filled up, and they're like, well, maybe it was a pond because all these little things have they think they're between 10 years and 100 years, but they might be even older than that. They might be from prehistoric times. Anyway, so things appear out of nowhere. You're like, things change very suddenly. You things that you think are there forever disappear, and things that just spring out of nowhere. Like, have you ever walked down the street and you're like, that shop's new? Has that always been there? And people are like, yes, it has. It was always there. And you're like, but it's just appeared for me. So it's the sort of Mandela effect sort of thing. It's like, that shop was not there. You cannot fool me. It's like, no, it's been there for ages. No, it's all different. Are you having a heat wave? Having a heat wave? A tropical heat wave? Yes, some of it's hot and some of it's wet, so it's all changed. You think, well, it's always been like this, and it's not. It's not. Maybe it is a glitch. Yes, glitches in the time matrix, and the matrix of time and space and all sorts. And I've seen a lot of stuff now about the entities that are coming for us. And they're not aliens, they're sort of from another dimension. Keanu probably will fix it, although he needs to do some more films. Apart from The Matrix. I like the last Matrix, but it wasn't exactly the best film in the world. It was good anyway, I liked it anyway. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know what Keanu Reeves is up to at the moment, but yes, all these people, that's it, people that you think are there forever and they disappear. You're like, well, they haven't made a film for a while. What's happened to them? Oh, yeah. Midsummer Night's Dream, yes, 28. Oh yes, amazing, yeah, 28 degrees, and it's the middle of the summer. Actually, it is in the middle of the summer if you're in Australia or the Southern Hemisphere. South is south and north is north, but if you're looking at it from a different direction, it's the other way around. Because up is up and down is down, but is it really? Is it? A smile upside down is just a frown upside down is just a smile, or are they? Only if you're American, because in Britain, this is a frown. And there is a bit of a down to it. So I think is a frown in America, but this is a frown in Britain. So words don't mean the same anywhere. And I saw a thing about somebody saying, these are one syllable names you can use, and they said that the word GRAHAM is gram, like the flower. Or the measurement. And everyone went, no, it's Graham! No, it's Graham! It's not one syllable! You are so wrong! And they're like, but I'm an American! So long! Tomato, yes, tomato, potato, but we do not say potato! Nobody says potato! Unless they're very strange! Boy is buoy! You sound deranged, but a boy is a buoy, but a boy is a boy. How do you know the difference between a boy and a buoy? A boy is a boy, and a boy is a boy, and a buoy is a buoy, and a boy is a buoy. And a boy, yes. Lights just came on. Whee! The lights came on. Hooray! Enlightenment. You've got enlightenment, spiritual and physical enlightenment. The lights came on. Good. Yes, so things are different here than they are other places. It's strange, like scone or scone or schoon. If you're talking about the stoner schoon, it's not scone or scone. And apparently Giles, what's his name? He's Victoria Corrin. Giles Corrin was like, no, you can only say, I don't know whether he said scone is pronounced, is it scone or scone? But he says there's only one way to say it. It's like, oh, well, in print, I think maybe that was a joke. I didn't read. It must have been a joke, because in print, you go, no, there's only one way to say that word. It's like, but which is it, Giles Corrin? In print, you cannot tell. Scone and scone is the same. It looks exactly the same. And so does schoon. Yes. A schooner, spelt with 2 O's, and it's a sherry glass. That's strange. Or a ship. a ship or a sherry glass? Which I'm going to have a schooner of sherry. What's a whole yacht's worth? Yes. Maybe. No! Things happen talking about Mandela effect or glitches in the matrices. Do you remember that I said that I'd found my money box? And I didn't know where the other money box. I've gone looking for things. So it's la 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 la. Did you see the last couple of the specials? The last special with David Tennant and Shooty Gatwa appeared, and he said, "Oh well," and then David Tennant's like, "Oh, I'm gonna lose my TARDIS. I'm gonna lose my TARDIS. What am I gonna do?" So Shooty Gatwa went bang, and then 2 appeared. Wow, it's magic. Who needs special effects when you've got woo da da da. La 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 la. Wah, wah. Is that a glitch in the matrix? Amazing! Wow! CGI. That was CGI. See? Am I AI? Maybe I am. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. So that's interesting, isn't it? So yes, all sorts of things. Anyway, go and see the Crystal Palace. They're cool, aren't they? It's like. La 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 la. It's upside down. Oh, the money fell out. Yay. The money fell out. I could use it as a plectrum. A penny plectrum. Woohoo! Find a penny, pick it up. And all day long you'll have good luck. But it's nearly the end of the day, so I won't get much luck. It is today. Tomorrow is the next day. We are here and we're all together. Hooray! Hooray for us. So yes, it's nearly February. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? That's all right. There's fewer days, less time because it's a huge less time and fewer days for the next Doctor Who to appear. Woo-hoo-hoo! And of course, Millie Gibson's only going to be in the first series. Everyone's like, "Oh, she was sacked." It's like, don't be silly. I did get the impression, I've said this before, I got the impression from the beginning that she was only in it for a little, that there was sort of hints that they got other companions coming. So that wasn't a big surprise. I don't think they let her go. I think she's a busy girl with lots of things to do. She's probably got another job and who can blame her? So she just wanted to do that for a little while, and there's a story arc, and then goodbye from her, and then somebody else. So that's good. They're filming all over the place. Oh, I would love to be in Doctor Who, and a musical. I'd love to be in a Doctor Who musical. And fortunately, I think they've got those things coming. I'm not in it. Or am I? Anything can happen. I've got 2 TARDISes. Who even knows? It's the plural of TARDISes. It's the plural of TARDISes, or is it TARDI? Yeah. Because the plural of cactus is cacti, but the plural of octopus is octopuses. The plural of fish is fish, but you've got more than one type of fish is fishes. Words don't come easy, do they? All very confusing words. So yeah, lots of things going on. I've been thinking, I want to be in a musical. Can I sing? Well, obviously not. Can I sing? Can I sing? Can I sing? No, I can't. Still like to be in a musical. It would be lovely. Oh no! Set it, Fox. Set it quickly and then come back. Set the thing. I would be great in a musical. I would be great in a musical. Maybe I'll write one and I'll be in it myself. Nobody's gonna let me be in the musical, so I'm gonna have to write one to be in one. But I can't do that because my musical skills are very low. Oh, that sounded like a madrigal. Madrigal. Anna Madrigal. She's a character from... What is it? Yeah. City, not Sex and the City, the other one. The one that's got Armistead Mopan. The city. Anyway, that one. Yeah. Togetherness. Exactly. Yes. La 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 la. What shall be the musical I shall write? It's a lovely musical. A musicalization. Colonization. A musicalization about colonization. Yeah. Yes, let's do that. Colonization. I will colonize the world. I'll make everybody do my bidding. Get all the stuff. Colonization is not good. But, oh, wow. £2 fell out of my TARDIS, one of them. That's amazing. I'm twice as rich as I was before. I had £1. And now I've got £2. Oh, so I'm 3 times as rich. Twice as rich. If you've got £1 and now you've got another £2, you're not twice as rich, you're 3 times as rich. Wow! Maths. Maybe I'll do one about maths. A musical about maths. Do I know anything about maths? No. I don't. I don't. No, I was thinking, shall I do a degree? Shall I learn to do that? I was like, oh, I'll look into that. Is there any way, is there anything that I could do to do a degree in the local area? No. No, and it's very expensive. Colony, yes. There's a lot of things that I could do, but they're all costing more than 12,000 quid, and I don't have that. Degrees are expensive. Very expensive. I think if you live in Scotland, you can do one for free. Wah! But I don't live in Scotland, and it costs me money to live there. Yes, but I went looking for all the stuff because I want to register with the doctor. Doctor? Woo, that doctor. No, with the doctor, and I couldn't find my NHS number, and I looked everywhere. Like, I've got boxes and boxes, and I looked everywhere, I thought. And the first place I looked was a little suitcase, and I was like, it's not there. I looked everywhere else, I've got hundreds of boxes, and I was like, nah! And then I thought, shall I look in that suitcase? The last thing that I looked in was the first suitcase that I looked in, and I just zipped a side pocket and went, oh. Because it was in there! But I found other things, which is how I found 2 TARDISes, but I found lots of other things, like lots of tweezers. Loads of tweezers. And one thing that I've been looking for is a tiny little silver camel that's got little I don't know what sort of thing. I was like, where's that? And I found that in the same place that I found my NHS number. And there's the tiny little camel. La 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 la. It is easier for a rich man. No, it's harder for a rich man to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a camel to go to heaven. That might be wrong. That it's easier for a rock to go to space than a sock goes to camel. Camel, look how, oh, it's so shiny. Oh, that's good, because because it's so tiny. You have to go like that, and now you can see it. Ooh, I don't know whether it's actually made of silver. It's a pretty little camel, anyway. Yes. La la camel. Yes. I did find one sock, one Welsh sock. Where's the Welsh sock gone? But I didn't find the other. I was like, oh no, I thought I put them in there. I can't even find that one. Yeah, I thought I'd put a pair of Welsh socks in. They've got a little Welsh dragon on them. But no, only the one. It's like, what am I thinking? So I found lots of things. I found tweezers and wigs and a wig. Yes, it's easier for a rich man to be a camel than it is for a needle. What? Needle in the camel, and a camel in a camel in a straw bed. How many camels does it take to change a light bulb? More than 7 if you stack them right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I found 2 little silver things that may not be made of silver, but maybe they're made of pewter, but they were very shiny and nice, like a little jug. Oh, this is a jug. Like, I'm going to carry on talking. Like, one of the things. La 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 la. Where is it? La 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 la. This I thought was pewter, but I was just trying to shine it, and it's getting quite shiny there. So maybe it's silver. Look how shiny that is. That's just the light shining on it. Who knows? So I don't know. It's because it's got like a mark, but I don't know whether it's a mark that, I don't know how old that is. Maybe that's anciently old. Maybe it's Roman or something. No, it would be Roman. But this one I found in an antique shop was interesting, and it's very shiny on the bottom, and it's got a mark, but I don't think it's a silver mark. Yeah, it's probably pewter. So that one's very shiny on the bottom. So I think this might be silver plated and the plate came off. Now, what's interesting about this is if you can drink it. But But if you drink this way, you'll get water all over you because it's got a tiny hole in it. And I think what this is one of those trick cups to trick people. I think I looked it up, and I think they did used to have these. So it's like, if you can drink out of this, I'll give you 50 guineas. It's like, oh, and it's like, oh, yum, 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 yum. Ha, ha, ha. You have to drink the whole thing, and then you pass it, and you turn it around, and they go, no, and it all comes dribbling out, and you go, ha, ha, 50 guineas for me, not for you. So it's a trick cup, or it might just be broken. Same thing. Is it a trick or is it broken? That is the mystery of life itself. I will write a musical about a trick cup. A cup that is made of tricks. Trixie Mattel. Oh my goodness me. It is a lovely... Oh, I've got the whole of that picture in there. Oh, I tell you what, you know, did I show you my stinky wardrobe? And I was not going to put things in it until I'd sucked all the money. I made it less stinky. And for more than a month, I've had a thing in it, a sort of moisture thing. But these sort of moisture reducing thingies, right? So this has been in there. I was like, as soon as it's filled, maybe I'll put my clothes in it. But... it's filled. It's filled. It's empty, and it's filled. It's sucked all the moisture out. But it looks a bit bleh. And I put another one in because I'm like, well, if it sucked that much moisture out, then it'll probably suck more moisture out. So maybe I'll wait until the next one that I've put in. I put a new one in is sucked, and I've got another one sucky, and then I will wait. It prevents damp, mould and mildew and absorbs twice its weight. It does. Look, it's completely... Ew! I thought, nasty. So that's another thing to worry about. But it does smell considerably less horrible because it smelled like death and fishes and all sorts of death and fishes and all sorts of nastiness. And now it doesn't smell so bad, but it's probably still a little bit damp. So I will wait. So... maybe I'll write a musical about wardrobe. The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. The very, very stinky wardrobe. You never want to come out of the wardrobe because you never want to go into the wardrobe. The wardrobe stinks. The wardrobe stinks. And there is Mr. Toughness at the back of it because that's probably what happened. He sort of deceased at the back of the wardrobe. In Narnia at least. And then that is the reason my wardrobe is stinky. It's filled with the creatures that live in the place. It's very cold in Narnia, so they keep sort of frozen. But as soon as they warm up in the wardrobe, ew, they stink. That is the reason for my wardrobe smelling bad. All the people from Wardrobe Land have gone. Because it's it melts. Everything melts in Narnia, and the trouble with it is all the permafrost is gone in Narnia. So all the dead stuff that was underneath the permafrost in Narnia is going to come up to the surface. It's a sort of a double-edged sword, really. It's like, well, now the Turkish delight is all gone, and it's not the Snow Queen, it's the Ice Maiden. What's it called? The Queen of the Ice. What anyway, the woman that's made that's a different story. I was like, the woman that has made the mirrors, that is the Ice Queen, the Snow Queen, the Ice Queen. What is the name of anyway, the Snow Queen is not the same queen as the Narnia Queen, even though they are basically the same character. Now it's a different story. And it's different to Frozen. I was very disappointed when they didn't do a proper, straight-up Snow Queen tribute. Well, I mean, it's a good story, the Snow Queen. It's like this girl saves her best friend Kay, who's a boy, and she goes on adventures, and it's quite feminist, really. Hans Christian Andersen's an interesting person, very interesting person. He's got big streaks of misogyny most of the time. The red shoes is horrible. It sort of rhymes. The red shoes is really bad, and all of them are bad. Little Mermaid, oh dearie no. But the Snow Queen is the one that has got a bit of a message behind it that's nice. Anyway, Anyway, it's one thing that's got the good message behind it. I mean, they change it anyway. Little Mermaid. I mean, never going to make Disney the Red Shoes because that's viciously horrible and the ending is not good. And they could make it a happy ending. It's like, hooray, she stopped dancing. It's not a happy ending though, is it? It's hooray, she stopped dancing because of what happens at the end of If You Read the Red Shoes. Bad. It's really very horrible, the Red Shoes. Very horrible indeed. And actually the end of Little Mermaid is also pretty bad. She turns into sea foam because she's been had by the Sea Witch, or whoever it is in the actual original. It isn't Ursula, I can tell you that for one. Anyway, she turns into sea foam, and when she goes onto the she's lost her voice, right? She because the witch has taken her voice and everything, and also every time she stands on things, it's like pain going. It's like needles, 100 needles and bits of glass coming in. It's just her feet are. She can't walk. It's very painful to walk. So she sacrificed everything, and then the prince doesn't even, because the prince is like, I know who you are. What the? Because she can't tell him that she loves him, that she rescued him and whatever in the real thing. But in the, I haven't seen the live action one. I'm quite glad that the live action one made a lot more money than people were saying. Because everyone's like, oh, it's so horrible, and it's going to fail. Didn't fail. Actually did quite well last year. It was in the top 10 or 20 anyway. It was quite, yes. Brim cupboard, exactly. Philip Schofield lives in Narnia. He came out of Narnia, and the permafrost got him in the end. Because when the permafrost goes, the sting starts to smell. Everything is horrible. Everything's not swell. Oh well. It was bad. It was very bad, yes. So that's the problem with that. So yeah, anyway, where's it going? Oh, Little Mermaid did quite well. And also, I don't know why, I get sort of very, I haven't made any of these films, but I get very, like, proprietorial, is it? I get very sort of, because like when Alexander came out, Oliver Stone, for some reason, Alexander did not do very well, but internationally it didn't do too badly, actually. It made like 167 million out of a budget of 155. It didn't do very well. It probably didn't make its money back, really, because of the money that they put into try and make it. It wasn't as bad as everyone said. It was like 34 in America, but it didn't do too badly internationally, and I'm sure it made its money back in other things. Anyway, Oliver Stone recently said, ew, Barbie movie stupid, or something like that. Ew, why would anybody make a movie about a doll? It's like, Oliver Stone, after I championed you, and I was trying to make sure that, I was like, Oliver Stone, you haven't seen Barbie, have you? Because it's not what you think it is, really. And the whole thing, Ryan Gosling got nominated for an Oscar, and so did America Ferrera, but not Greta Gerwig and Margot Fontaine. Margot Robbie. Is that her name? Margot Robbie. Anyway, she didn't get nominated. And everyone's like, outrage. It's like, oh, well, it's the Oscars, whatever. It's just other people that didn't get nominated. It's, lots of people didn't get nominated. So, whatever. It did make a lot of money. Barbie made a hell of a lot more money than anything else. Oppenheimer made quite a lot. But mainly, I think, because everyone was like, oh, you have to see Barbie, Boppenheimer. I know that's not what it is. Oppenheimer. Anyway, and that's why they both made money. Anyway, so that's the reason, really. Christopher Nolan's... it's like... We can't hear what you're saying, Christopher Nolan. You've got the sound balance right. No, it's right. It's right for the top equipment that only a few select theatres have got and nobody else in the world. Yeah, Margot Robbie, yeah. Anyway, Margot the Robbie the Margot. And what was I going to say? Oh, yes, but what I have been looking for because everyone's like, the whole thing about Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid actually made quite a lot of money. Maybe not as much as Barbie or Oppenheimer, but it made all right. It didn't do too badly. But all the people on what was Twitter, but is now X, are like, yeah, woke, political correctness gone mad. It used to be called that. Now it's like, so woke, but it made money. So ha. And the one that they're getting at now is because the whole, like, don't get me wrong, back in the day I thought Johnny Depp was beautiful, lovely and wonderful, I loved him so much, he was so nice, but then I found out what he's like, and then I went, no no but there's still a lot of people that are championing him, even though he sounds like a very not good person. So Aquaman came out, and it obviously it's a sequel, and the superhero movies have not been doing very well lately, especially for Warner, especially, but not exclusively, because none of the Marvel ones did that well. I think the Guardians of the Galaxy did actually not too bad in the end, but the rest of them, no. And I feel bad for the Marvels, because that looked like it would be fun, and I liked the TV series, and I liked the original Captain Marvel. Just Captain America didn't actually, the original Captain America, not so good at the box office. Not as well as you thought. Right, and Poor Things has got like loads of Oscar nominations, and everyone's like, oh, it's amazing, man, but it's hardly made any money at all. It probably didn't cost that much comparatively, but it didn't make that much. But nobody's going, oh, what's a box office flop? But Aquaman, they're like, Aquaman, it's all to do with that woman. Aquaman. Now, it's actually made its money back. Ha ha. Just about. It's like, it's only been out for like 2 months, which is like, these people in the movie industry, very angry at them. It's like, they're like, we didn't make the money back immediately. It's like, it took you years to make. You want to make your money back immediately when it took you literally years and hundreds of thousands of people and lots of money. It's like, you're going to make their money back right away. All right. Greedy. Anyway. This weekend crossed the 400 million worldwide. Didn't do so well in 400 million. Ha ha. No, I shouldn't really champion the no skin off my nose if Warner makes no money at all, really. But ha, because I live to go ha to people that go, ew, this woke. It's like, shut up. Anyway, because everyone was very, very up about her hardly being in it anyway. The person who, you know who I'm not going to speak her name, you know the situation. Anyway, I'm very much not necessarily on her side, but more on her side than the other side, you know what I mean? Because of, and I'm telling you, he was like the top, like, oh, he's amazing. I loved him. It's like, oh, I was like, I'd have dreams about him. I had a dream once that it was like heaven, like a sort of heaven afterlife where all the famous people were, and I had stumbled into it, and they were all around sort of tables and drinking champagne in the sort of afterlife sort of thing. And I was like, oh, and Johnny Depp was there with possibly Kate, what's her name? Somebody like that. It wasn't Winona Ryder. It was one of them. Whoever it was. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't be here. I'm not a special person. He was like, yes, you are. You're one of us. No! For the dream at the party, it was like, aha, it will be rich and famous and special, and I will be in this amazing, I was going to say cornucopia, that's back to Glitch in the Matrix Mandela effect with the Fruit of the Loom. No, this amazing Valhalla, really, of all the famous special people that have done amazing things. And I was like, oh yes, I am one of it. And now, in retrospect, the whole thing, oh no, does that mean that I knew my heart of hearts that I'm a terrible, awful, no good person, just like all the other people in this terrible place? I don't know. Anyway, retrospectively, not so great. Anyway, now that I've dissed people, you can get sued for quite a lot of money. He's the sort of person that would. Yes, it's like, you have destroyed my reputation. You've destroyed it yourself, mate. You've destroyed it yourself. Very much so, very much so. There's another person that's destroyed their reputation, and it's just been charged for millions, and it's still going on saying horrible things, and it's going to get charged even more millions, and probably should shut up now. Shut up. Anyway, it's a lucrative business. It used to be that you'd have to come to Britain to sue, because you couldn't sue in America. You wouldn't get any money for doing it. people get freedom of speech, you can say anything. But these days, it seems that it's America that if you say the slightest little bad thing about somebody, you get... So, yeah, which is sometimes good and sometimes bad. And sometimes you're like, ha, 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 you got charged a load of money for saying horrible things. And sometimes it's like, oh, no, that was a reasonable thing to say. Maybe don't charge. It's just, every case has its own merit. So, generally, I think that if somebody's saying bad things about you and they're not true, then, obviously, you shouldn't say them. But if you're saying bad things about people and it is true, then obviously you shouldn't get in trouble for saying them. So maybe the whole thing is that if you say bad things about people that aren't true, if you say bad things about people that are true, ha! So maybe it's all in the situation. The world is it's too subtle, really. Using a hammer to crack a nut. So that's the trouble. Anyway, ranting over. That was a lovely cathartic little experience. Now I'm going to go away in my TARDIS. Wee, wee, wee. What's the TARDIS noise? That's not a TARDIS noise. Anyway, into my TARDIS I must go, or into the back of my wardrobe that doesn't smell quite as bad anymore. Yeah, so have a good week. I will see you next week. And I don't know when that I've been highlighting and going on about the pear-shaped. It keeps being put back because the trouble is people are in Australia and people have got schedules and stuff. So it probably won't go out until February now. But we're going to do another... So we're going to do another bit in February the 11th. So I'm assuming probably more towards the end of February, which is a shame because a lot of the material I did was very time specific. But it's on my Patreon if you want to see the bit that I did, which was very much about predicting the future, which most of the future's gone. So what else? The future's gone. There's none of it left. Anyway, yes. See you I keep going on. But it's and then very much like David Tennant, it's like, no, go away. Or like the end of Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yeah, I'll go in a minute. I will go. But I'll be back. All right. See you next week. Have a lovely week. Regards and go and have some tea and have fun and keep warm and be excellent to each other. Bye-bye. And don't get sued for saying bad things. Or say bad things if they're true. What? Anyway. Probably bad advice. Don't say bad things about anyone ever, even if it is true, because you still get in trouble. Anyway, see you very soon. Bye-bye.